In 2017, a major leak of classified CIA documents shocked the world, revealing secrets about Cuba and its iconic leader, Fidel Castro. These documents, part of a larger collection known as Vault 7, were published by WikiLeaks and provided an unprecedented look into the CIA's espionage activities during the Cold War. The leak included detailed reports on the political surveillance and social control tactics used by Castro's regime, as well as the CIA's relentless efforts to monitor and destabilize his government. The release of these documents marked a turning point, shedding light on the covert operations that defined relations between the United States and Cuba for decades. The revelations painted a picture of intense spying and counter-spying between the two nations, further complicating the already tense historical narrative of the Cold War era. For historians, political analysts, and the general public, the leak was truly explosive. The documents revealed the lengths to which both the Cuban government and the CIA went to protect and undermine their respective interests. The publication reignited debates about the ethical implications of espionage and the often murky waters of international intelligence operations. The consequences of the leak were immediate and far-reaching, affecting not only historical understanding but also contemporary diplomatic relations. The declassified CIA documents contained extensive information on the political surveillance and social control tactics employed by Fidel Castro's regime. These tactics included widespread surveillance of Cuban citizens, strict censorship of the media, and the establishment of a network of informants to report any dissident activity. The documents revealed that Castro's government maintained tight control over the population, using fear and intimidation to suppress opposition. One of the most striking revelations was the extent of the existing surveillance apparatus. The documents detailed how the Cuban government intercepted communications, monitored public meetings, and infiltrated opposition groups. This level of control was designed to prevent any form of organized resistance and to ensure the stability of the regime. The CIA reports provided a comprehensive overview of these operations, highlighting the efficiency and ruthlessness of Castro's intelligence services. In addition to surveillance, the documents also described various social control measures. These included propaganda campaigns aimed at promoting the ideals of the revolution and discrediting any opposition. The regime used state-controlled media to shape public perception and maintain a narrative of unity and national strength. The CIA's analysis of these tactics revealed the sophisticated and multifaceted approach taken by Castro's government to maintain control. The documents also analyzed the impact of these measures on Cuban society. They observed that while the regime's tactics were effective in maintaining order, they also created an atmosphere of fear and distrust. The pervasive surveillance and control stifled political dissent and limited personal freedoms, leading to widespread discontent among the population. The leaked documents also provided a detailed account of the CIA's espionage operations aimed at undermining Castro's regime. These operations included efforts to gather intelligence on the Cuban government, as well as attempts to destabilize the regime through covert actions. The CIA employed a variety of methods, ranging from the recruitment of informants to more direct actions like sabotage and assassination attempts. One of the most notable aspects of the CIA's operations was the extensive use of human intelligence. The agency recruited a network of informants both inside Cuba and among the Cuban exile community in the United States. These informants provided valuable information about the inner workings of Castro's government, as well as intelligence on potential vulnerabilities that could be exploited. In addition to human intelligence, the CIA also employed technical means to gather information. This included intercepting communications and using surveillance equipment to monitor key locations. The documents revealed that the agency went to great lengths to stay ahead of Castro's counterintelligence efforts, constantly adapting its techniques to avoid detection. The CIA's efforts to destabilize Castro's regime were not limited to intelligence gathering. The documents detailed various covert actions aimed at weakening the government and creating internal strife. These included sabotage operations against critical infrastructure, as well as psychological operations designed to spread disinformation and sow discord among the population. The agency also explored more extreme measures, such as assassination attempts on Castro himself, though these ultimately proved unsuccessful. Section 4. Reactions and debate on Cold War tactics. The leak of these CIA documents sparked intense reactions on both sides of the political spectrum. In the United States, the revelations reignited a debate about the ethical implications of the CIA's actions during the Cold War. Critics argued that the agency's tactics were excessive and often counterproductive, causing unnecessary harm and fueling anti-American sentiment. Supporters, however, maintained that such measures were necessary to counter the threat posed by Castro's regime and to protect U.S. national security interests. In Cuba, the government vehemently denounced the CIA's activities, using the leak as proof of long-standing U.S. aggression against the island nation. Cuban officials pointed to the various attempts to destabilize the government and assassinate Fidel Castro as evidence of hostile U.S. intentions. The revelations were used to bolster the regime's narrative of resistance against imperialist forces and to justify its own repressive measures. The international community also weighed in on the debate, with many countries expressing concern over the extent of the CIA's covert operations. The leak prompted calls for greater transparency and oversight of intelligence agencies, as well as a reassessment of Cold War tactics. The documents served as a stark reminder of the lengths to which nations would go to achieve their geopolitical objectives, often at the expense of ethical considerations. The debate over the CIA's actions during the Cold War also had implications for contemporary intelligence operations. The revelations raised questions about the balance between national security and civil liberties, as well as the accountability of intelligence agencies. The leak served as a catalyst for discussions about the need for reforms to prevent abuses of power and ensure that intelligence operations are conducted within the bounds of the law. Section 5. Impact on the historical understanding of Castro's regime. The release of the declassified CIA documents had a profound impact on the historical understanding of Fidel Castro's regime. The detailed accounts of political surveillance, social control, and espionage operations provided new insights into the inner workings of the Cuban government and the challenges it faced. The documents also shed light on the extent of U.S. efforts to undermine the regime, offering a more nuanced perspective on the Cold War dynamic between the two nations. Historians and scholars used the leaked documents to reevaluate previous interpretations of Castro's policies and the Cuban Revolution. The revelations highlighted the complexity of the regime's tactics and the sophisticated measures it employed to maintain control. They also underscored the significant external pressures faced by the Cuban government, particularly from the United States, which sought to destabilize and overthrow Castro's rule. The documents further contributed to a broader understanding of the Cold War era, providing valuable context for the geopolitical struggles of the time. They illustrated the lengths to which both the U.S. and Cuban governments went to achieve their objectives, often resorting to covert and unethical measures. The leak thus enriched the historical narrative, offering a more comprehensive view of the complexities and contradictions of the period. The impact of the leaked documents extended beyond the realm of academia. For the general public, the revelations provided a glimpse into the secretive world of espionage and international politics. They sparked curiosity and interest in the history of U.S.-Cuba relations, prompting further exploration and debate. The documents also served as a reminder of the enduring legacy of the Cold War and the continued relevance of its lessons for contemporary geopolitics. Section 6. Conclusion. In conclusion, the 2017 leak of CIA documents related to Cuba and Fidel Castro was a pivotal moment that reshaped our understanding of Cold War history. The detailed accounts of political surveillance, social control, and espionage operations provided new insights into both Castro's regime and U.S. efforts to undermine it. The leak sparked intense reactions and debates, highlighting the ethical dilemmas and geopolitical complexities of the era. The impact of these revelations was far-reaching, influencing historical scholarship and public perceptions of U.S.-Cuba relations. The documents enriched the historical narrative, offering a more nuanced and comprehensive view of the Cold War dynamic between the two nations. They also underscored the need for transparency, accountability, and ethical considerations in intelligence operations. Ultimately, the 2017 leak served as a reminder of the enduring legacy of the Cold War and the importance of learning from history. It highlighted the lengths to which nations may go to achieve their objectives and the ethical challenges that arise in the pursuit of national security. As the world continues to grapple with the complexities of international relations, the lessons of the past remain as relevant as ever. The revelations of the leaked documents continue to resonate, prompting reflection on the past and consideration for the future. They stand as a testament to the enduring importance of history and the ongoing quest for understanding and truth in an ever-changing world.